So we were supposed to get 9 projects in 2025, but instead we got 8 because Wonder Man had just gotten delayed to January. So looks like it's time to rank all 8 projects from worst to best. Now let me make this clear. I don't think any of these stanked because I enjoyed all 8 of them. So this will just be my ranking list from my least favorite to my most favorite. But what I have at number 1, let's just say I'm kind of tied. So coming number 8 for me is Eyes of Wakanda. I enjoyed this series, as I mentioned in my ranking list for all Marvel Animation TV shows. I liked the premise. What bummed me out about it was that this was a limited series, as I could see the potential the show has, but sadly, we're not going to be getting like a second season or anything. This was set to be a limited series, and I enjoyed it for what it was. My most favorite episode was the Iron Fist episode, but yeah, I enjoyed the premise of Eyes of Wakanda. Just wish we had gotten more instead of just 4 episodes, and this being a limited series just kind of makes it worse. So yeah, I think it had wasted potential, but I overall enjoyed it. Now coming number 7 for me, I have Marvel's television Ironheart, a show that has been sitting on Marvel's shelf for probably 2 or 3 years now. But say what you want about the show, I enjoyed it for what it was. The first half may have been slow, but I enjoyed the other half a lot more. But this show finally gave us a character that should have showed up in the MCU 4 years ago in WandaVision, which would have been, spoilers, Mephisto. As I'm just happy that Mephisto's finally in the MCU, and I want to see him again whenever he shows up in whatever project. But I really did enjoy Ironheart as a show, and with how things ended by the end, oh no, I want a continuation of that, either in a second season of Ironheart or in a Marvel's Champions or Young Avengers, but I guess they would go with Champions because you can't call it Young Avengers because most of these kids are no longer kids anymore. But still, with how they ended things by the end of the show, no, I need a continuation of that because you can't leave me hanging with that cliffhanger. But the show brought back practical suits that I have so badly have missed in the MCU because, yeah, I've gotten sick and tired of seeing all the nanotech we've been stuck with for like the last few projects and the last 8 years, because we were first introduced to nanotechnology in Infinity War with Iron Man's suit. But yeah, I really enjoyed Ironheart as a show, and I hope we get a second season. Coming number 6 for me, I have Captain America 4 Brave New World. I've been wanting to see Sam Wilson's Captain America ever since we last saw him in Falcon the Winter Soldier, and yeah, we got to see him again in his own standalone movie, and thankfully I don't have to wait another 4 years, because we'll see him again next year for Doomsday and Secret Wars. But sadly, the reason for this being lower on my list is mainly because of some criticisms I do have with the movie. Now, I overall still enjoy this. I like it more than Love and Thunder or mainly Quantum Mania, but some of my criticisms are mainly due to Captain America fighting Hulk's villains. Now, I enjoyed the Red Hulk by the end of this. This is a character I've been wanting to see in the MCU, and thankfully he isn't wasted. Sadly, the leader was wasted, but yeah, most of my criticisms are going to this secretly being a sequel to The Incredible Hulk, because this isn't really a Captain America movie. It's secretly a sequel to The Incredible Hulk. And that's thanks to most of the characters from the first movie being shoehorned into a Captain America film, or I guess Captain America being shoehorned into this. I don't know, but despite my major nitpicks with this movie, I still enjoyed this. Plus, it's not even that bad. It's a fun movie to watch. Now, despite me complaining about how Cap should not be fighting Hulk's villains, the fight between Captain America and Red Hulk was awesome to watch, so I don't know. I'm still wanting to know whose idea it was to bring in Hulk's villains into a Captain America movie. Coming number 5 for me, I have Marvel's television Daredevil Born Again Season 1. This was still peak. The reason it's slightly lower, which I guess I can't say it's slightly lower because it's on my top 5, but I'm impressed with how Marvel Studios managed to pull this off, because this is technically a Frankenstein project, because most of the episodes were from the pre-overhaul, while 1 and 8 and 9 were from the post-overhaul. Basically, what the show was going to be originally before they had fired the original team, it wasn't going to be great, and they technically keep some of that in here, mainly through episodes 2 to 7. The new writers and directors had made episode 1, 8, and 9, and they are directing most of season 2, and I enjoyed most of the season. It's not as great as the Netflix show, but it's still solid overall. It's not perfect. I do have some complaints, like how they rushed the whole cops using Punisher's logo storyline, or how they wasted Muse. I was looking forward to Muse into the show, and having to picture this being a 13 episode series instead of 9, I could see how this could have worked out better. But technically, this was supposed to have 18 episodes, but they split that into 2 seasons. And yeah, we'll get the other half in season 2, except that will be 8 episodes instead, because I guess the 9th episode is dedicated to the Punisher special we're getting next year. But while season 1 was flawed, I still enjoyed it, but I know that season 2 is going to be a lot more better than season 1. Now, I'm back and forth with what I have at 4 and 3, but coming at number 4, I have Marvel's Zombies, which, as I mentioned in my ranking list for Marvel's animation shows, as someone who is not a fan of zombie content, this one worked for me. I'm surprised how much I really enjoyed this, and I definitely gotta rewatch it for a 3rd time. And I want more episodes. No, I'm craving for more Marvel Zombies. So it's been doing pretty well on Disney Plus. So I'm hoping that they're right now working on a 2nd season, because after 4 episodes, no, give me more. I'm hungry for more Marvel Zombies content. What I enjoyed the most about this show was its TVMA rating, because oh my god, they do not hold back with its violence, and man, did I enjoyed it. Oh, this is definitely better than Marvel Animation's What If. Plus, Miss Marvel, Shang-Chi, and Blade Knight carried this show. But coming number 3 for me is Marvel Animation's Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Despite how I feel about the animation style, I'm surprised with how great this show actually is, as this is like a top 2, top 3 Spider-Man show. And they set up for some cool stuff that I look forward to in season 2 that we are going to be getting next fall. And the standout character for me has to go with Tombstone up above, and Scorpion was an absolute menace. He did not hold back when he nearly killed Spider-Man in episode 7 or 8. I believe it was episode 7. But yeah, this is peak storytelling for the mythology of Spider-Man, and this was supposed to be set in the MCU, where we have an origin story of Peter Parker's Spider-Man. But what they did here instead, as they changed their minds last minute, I liked it. And as much as I'm bummed out that they changed their minds last minute, this still worked out in the end, I guess. Now, here's where I'm like super back and forth at where I have at number 1 or at number 2, which honestly, I'm just gonna cheat here and say that both number 1 and 2 are tied. I have them tied with me, because Fantastic Four First Steps is the best Fantastic Four movie we've gotten since the original movies, because the last one that came out 10 years ago, yeah, that was not great. I'm just happy that Galactus wasn't a fart cloud this time around, and I can't wait to see the Fantastic Four again next year for Doomsday. As for Thunderbolts, I could say that this is the best Marvel project we've gotten in 2025, but honestly, I'm back and forth. So that's why I'm saying that both Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four are tied for me, because they were both like Marvel's best projects to come out in 2025. But what I loved about the Thunderbolts was this movie tackling mental health issues, and this movie came out around like the perfect time, which was around Mental Health Awareness Month. But no, I really love the Thunderbolts, and yeah, again, I could say this is the best project to come out in 2025. But as I said earlier, I'm having Fantastic Four and Thunderbolts tied for me, because they both were great in terms of quality. But yeah, I also can't wait to see the Thunderbolts again next year for Doomsday and Secret Wars.